Ask you, you guys were without a number of the top skill position players on offense. Justin, you were hurt. Dalvin. I mean, is there an adjustment period when you get back and finally play games, or would you think it'll be just like you guys snap your fingers and you'll be ready to go Sunday?
I think we were ready. Yeah, I think that's we did it last year. No preseason games. I know Justin has touched on that. He's never played in a preseason game, and I think he did all right last year. So I think it's just it's football. We're going to go out there and we're going to do whatever it takes to try to help this team win games. And yeah, would you like to be out there and getting some plays in the preseason? Yeah, but at the end of the day, you just go out there and week one, ready to go, and that's what practice is for. That's what training camp's for. You try to get in the best shape as possible, game shape, and I think Coach has done a great job of doing some different things to get us game ready, and excited to start that this week.
Adam, Coach obviously talked about the excitement for week one, and he was saying that it's a little bit different because now the roster is settled. You guys, know that stuff is going to start counting for real. I guess just from your perspective, obviously going through this a number of times, how much does the energy kind of ramp up for week one?
Yeah, it ramps up. It's so, obviously you're excited for preseason games. You're excited to get back out there. You're excited for training camp to get back out there. But there's just nothing like regular season football. And I think when you get those cut downs and then you come in here today with meetings and you're kind of with the group that's going to be our group, it makes you excited. You're just kind of excited about the guys in that room, the guys on this team, the coaches. You're excited about what we put in as far as work. Now we got to go out there and prove it.
Justin, have any sort of reaction when he sees Jamar on film?
I don't know. We don't really watch the offense, so.
Even as a team, just like knowing that was his teammate for so long. I mean, is there anything that makes you get excited seeing him?
I'm sure he would. We like literally we never would even watch him. So, the defense is watching him, but I'm sure he would. We've talked about him, and obviously they had a great relationship, and I'm sure he'll be excited to see him on game day and seeing him out there making plays, whatever he's doing. But it's always great to see your teammates that or people. For me, it's guys that I played with and seen them on other teams and have success. So I'm sure he's excited to see him.
Without Irv Smith, how important is it to develop that third receiver, and who do you see kind of stepping into that spot?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really don't know. I think we have a lot of options. I think we have some receivers that have proven through training camp that they can do it. We have some new guys, and we'll see how that goes this week in practice. But from what I've heard, they've got some talent and some opportunity to make some plays and help this team win games. But at the end of the day, that's not really my job. I'm just going to go try to do my best to try to help this team win, and let the kind of coaches take care of that and figure out what's going to be best moving forward. But I think we have some options. I think there's a lot of guys that can make plays on this team, whether it be in the running back room, the receiver room, the tight end room. I think it's going to be kind of all hands on deck, and excited to see how that plays out.
Adam, what have you seen, though? Irv's gone, and it's kind of unsettled. The number 3 receiver. How does it change that defenses are possibly going to pay more attention to you and Justin?
Yeah, that's a possibility. I think. It's obviously difficult not having Irv. He's such a dynamic player. We talked about all training about how great he was doing this training camp and what kind of player he means to this team. But like I said, we have a lot of options to help try to make up for that. And like I said, it's going to be all hands on deck. It's going to be multiple guys trying to chip in to help that. And like you said, you got to have that. Otherwise, teams can focus on one area or two areas. So we have to have guys make plays in multiple positions, coming from different depths. You got to have the starters making plays, you got to have backups making plays, you got to have multiple guys, and we're going to have guys step up. So excited to see how that shakes out and how this team can kind of shape as an offense going forward.
D.D. Westbrook's getting more work. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's done a great job since the day he got here, just learning the playbook. It's not easy just to come into a new team, new environment, and then having to pick up a playbook. And then now he's starting to get mixed in there. With the last few weeks of practice, he's been able to be out there, and I think it's just been impressive. Like his attitude every day, positive, trying to kind of just feel comfortable again and being out there playing football. But I think he's excited to try to help out where he can.
Mentioned that running back group specifically when we've asked you about like wide receiver 3, them mixing into the passing game. What is it about the guys that are in that room, whether it's screen passes, catching passes out of the backfield, that they could help with the load in the passing game.
Yeah, I think they're so versatile. I think every one of those guys has unique skill set that they're so versatile. They can split out, they can catch the ball, they can run screen passes, they can do what some receivers can do. Even a guy like C.J. Ham, what he's able to do, and what he's able to bring to an offense, because he can do so much. He can play tight end, he can play running back, he can play fullback. So again, it's going to be all hands on deck, and those guys are going to be guys that are going to be big in our offense, moving the ball down the field and scoring points.
Adam, how have you seen Clint come in and take ownership of his new role and sort of create his own identity as a play caller?
Yeah, what I've seen most from him is just his willingness to just this is the 2021 Minnesota Vikings offense. This isn't what it's been in the past. It isn't last year's offense. This isn't 2 years ago's offense. Just this is our offense for this year, and I think he's just done a great job of just kind of we're going to be doing same playbook for the most part. But there's things that he likes, and there's things that Kirk likes. There's things that he knows that we do really well as an offense, and he's going to implement those, put them in. He's going to make them kind of our standard and what we do, and he's very confident in it. And I think that when you have a guy that's in the leadership role that exudes that confidence, it kind of trickles down. So when he's confident in calling those plays, and when he's confident when he's installing those plays, it makes us confident in knowing that, hey, he trusts us to make this play. And he trusts, kind of going back to what I was talking about a bunch of guys having to step up. He trusts that we have a lot of guys that can make plays and that we can move guys around and do different things to help this team move the ball.
Adam, Justin was talking last time we spoke with him about studying corners and learning to do that. How has your preparation, even to start this season, changed over the years and grown?
Yeah, it's an ongoing process, because it's really you're always trying to figure out the best way to do it. Mine has evolved over the years for sure. Sometimes I feel like I've maybe done too much or looked too deep into certain things, and sometimes maybe I didn't do enough in certain areas. So just trying to find that balance of, okay, what am I looking at? Why am I looking at it? You never want to get into the habit of just looking to look, not to watch film just to watch. So that's been probably my process the most, is just trying to figure out what actually helps me on Sundays. So what's going to make me feel more confident, more prepared on Sundays. As I talk to you guys a bunch, it's all about preparation. And that's what helps me feel comfortable on game day, is that I feel prepared. So yeah, just kind of talking through that with the young guys, with Coach. Coach played for 17 years in this league, so it's been great to see what he does, or what he did for preparation, and we get a lot of meeting time, so being able to have him kind of help with that is great.
Adam, as that's evolved for you, what kinds of things have you started to say, I can leave this by the wayside, this isn't important to take with me to the field?
Yeah, I think mostly big picture stuff. So what coverage are they going to play on 3rd and short? What coverage are they going to play on 1st and 10? Early on it was like, okay, like I got to have this written down. I got to be really dialed in. But at the end of the day, I need to know how they're going to play that. So if it's, if I see it's cover 3, how are they going to play that cover 3? What kind of technique is the corner going to use on man-to-man? So instead of knowing, okay, like 3rd and short, they're going to play cover 1, well, it's like, okay, I don't really need to know that. I need to know when they play that, how are they going to play it? So that's kind of a small way of explaining it.
It had to be difficult this week, right? Because I think the defensive backs are from like 3 different teams last year. Like, how do you deal with that, knowing that they're all going to be in a new system, learning new techniques for this year?
Yeah, the first couple games are difficult to do that, because a lot of my preparation goes into, like you said, the individuals. How they play certain things, what kind of leverage are they playing, are they quick jam guys, are they not quick jam guys? So yeah, that definitely makes it difficult, but just trying to, Coach does a great job, again, just having that resource with Coach. He does a great job of just putting film out there for us to watch that he thinks is important. So it might be on individual guys, maybe it is from an individual guy from when he was on a different team last year. So yeah, like I said, it's difficult those first few games to find those, but as the season progresses, then you can kind of get, you look at the last 3 games or so of what they're doing.
Is there like a preferred approach from a player's perspective when we talk about like the 3rd receiver role, like of having like one guy, that's his job, or when you talk about, the multiple approach, is there something that you think makes an offense better? Having somebody kind of like this is wide receiver 3 versus these many people can do this.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think it just is. It's such a case by case thing, right? I don't know if that's the right word, but like, maybe certain teams it's better to have a very solidified. This is wide receiver 3 or this is player 3 to help us move the ball and help us score points. But I think other teams, like what our situation is, we have a lot of guys that can make plays. So why not use them? Why not move guys around? Why not have different personnel groups? Why not be able to do a lot of different things with a lot of different players? You're still running the same offense, but why not give guys opportunities that deserve it because they're great football players and they can help this team win?
Do receivers have chemistry with each other? Like, is that a thing that matters, or do you just kind of run your own routes and do your own thing?
I think that's a little over talked about, maybe. Yeah, you definitely have to have chemistry, right? Like, it definitely helps to be on the same page, to be able to communicate well, to be able to talk about what you're seeing over there, what coverage you're getting, things like that. But at the end of the day, you got to beat man coverage, and you got to, that's this game. You're going to get man press on important downs of football, and you got to win. And it's one-on-one. And at the end of the day, it's one-on-one, and you got to win. Yeah, I think it gets a little overhyped as far as, that goes with receivers. Now, if you're talking quarterback to receiver, that's a totally different story.